everybody. Welcome to Let's Learn Excel. I'm your Excel instructor. Guys, today we are going to cover financial functions. The objective of financial functions is all about to find out the, you know, principal value, full value, payment, rate, interest, number of periods. Guys, understand, you know, why financial functions are, mandatory today. If you go to a bank, if you apply for a loan, then it's very much required for you again to calculate by yourself. Is bank charging you correct, EMI? So it is your on calculation which can, help you understand the EMI which we are paying is absolutely correct. And again, it depends if we make the EMI at the beginning of the year, or maybe at the beginning of the month, or maybe at the end of the month. Again, interest, what we pay varies. So, guys, this session is all about financial functions. So, in this, session, I'm going to cover, 4 or 5 functions which can help you understand better what financial functions are all about. Let me walk you through the functions, very important functions of Excel, which are the most used. The one is PV, present value. So these are the short form I'm helping you to understand. PV, principal value, what you get or pay at the beginning of the financial transaction, guys. Full value, French future value, what are you going to get? Suppose you are going to deposit some amount in a bank. Of course, you expect some return. So, bank is giving you 10% on your amount, which you are keeping with the bank for next, 5 years. So, if we talk about 5 years, so, interest is, given or charged monthly basis, or it depends, on the bank or the scenario where you have to get your stuff fit. So let me show you an example here. You know that rate is interest rate per period. NPER, number of payment period, payment made each period. Every future value, PV, principal value, guys. Let me show you 2 examples I have prepared. PMT returns the periodic amount. So it's nothing but EMI kind of thing. So this is the example. Suppose I have applied for a loan. I have applied for a loan uh, for amount 20,000, guys, at 12% for 5 years, and annual rate compounded monthly. So this annual interest rate is compounded monthly. It can be, guys, weekly. It can be quarterly. It can be weekly, quarterly, monthly, or it can be semi-annual also. So these are the basics, which we are going to cover in this session. If you look at this, what is the question? What is the calculation we have to perform? The question is that what is the monthly payment required to pay off this completely at the 5 of the years? 20,000 is the loan amount. 12% is the interest rate. 5 years we have to make the payment full. So what is my payment? Periodic payment if it is monthly. So you can see the example below. Payment. Guys, let me tell you something before I go. Uh, in in financial function, when we have inflow, cash inflow, we actually get the result in positive. Always remember, when we have the cash inflow, we get the result in positive. But when we have the cash outflow, you mean when we pay money, so it goes in negative. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So this is actually simple function. If we are getting money, so we have, of course, this is positive. If we give money, it is negative. So you know that. So let me show you an example, and in Excel, it will be easy for you to understand, guys. Let me show you this example. Okay. So now what you can do here, let me tell you one example. Suppose loan amount, loan amount. All right, guys. Loan amount, we have, 10,000. Okay. So guys, assume we have loan amount 10,000. So if we have loan amount 10,000, or our interest rate, if we go to our slide, the questions which we have prepared, 20,000 and 12% or 5, 20,000, 12%, 5 years. So 20,000 is the loan, 20,000 interest rate of interest 5%. All right, 20,000, sorry, 12% and 5 years. So what is years, guys? Like number of periods, or total years we have to make the payment. Total years, 5 years. And compounding rate of interest, compounding year, compounding year, it is 12. So this is actually the question which we have to do. Alt H BA is the shortcut key. So today we are telling about PMT function. So PMT function, PMT, payment, periodic payment. So let me just show this way. Control P and my favorite color, this. PMT, loan amount 20,000, rate of interest 12%, compounding year 12%, guys. Let me go to this. I have applied for a loan of 20,000, and this is the argument: PMT, rate, NPR, and so on. All right, guys. So you know that total years 5. So total years 5, there are two things. Now we have to find out payment monthly. So as I mentioned, PMT is the function. Now you see what is my rate, guys. What is my rate? Of course, rate of interest is 12%, guys. What is meant by 12%? So maybe we have to be very specific here. Rate of interest, annual rate of interest. Annual rate of interest. Always remember, generally interest is charged, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and semi-yearly. So, these are all things which we have to understand. Over here, compounding year is 12. All right, compounding year is 12. Total years 5. So, compounding year. So, if you look at the example, compounding year, compounding periods per year. Compounding periods per year. Sorry, guys. Compounding year. It will be easy to understand, so that it will get you complete, clarity. So annual rate of interest. So this is kind of monthly, payment we have to find out. PMT. Now, what is rate? Rate is 12%, which is annual. So divide by 12. All right. So monthly will get. Now NPER, number of periods. So number of periods, of course, 5 multiplied by 12, guys. All right. So you can make dynamic this way, multiplied by 12. It will be 60 months. And what is PV, guys? PV means loan amount, principal value. Okay. So you can see this is the amount which I am getting. Let me do control 1, or maybe leave it, because this is actually the one which we are taking. So let me put that currency format in rupees. So 20,000. So now why this amount we get in negative? Because this is our monthly payment, cash outflow. As I mentioned, when we pay the money, it actually goes in negative, guys. All right. So if you want in positive this amount, you can just use you know this minus, and then come into positive. All right. So this is the monthly EMI I have to pay for next 60 months, or maybe for next 5 years. This is the EMI I have to pay, guys. So if you just multiply that into 5, into 5, into 60, you can do that into 60. So 20,000 loan amount, and I'm paying 26,693.34 rupiah. So guys, this is actually the function which of course is going to be very useful in your life, where you are taking a loan or you are depositing some amount. So just open the Excel and get all the calculations by yourself. So don't just get led by someone else. You have to calculate your own PMT function. This is how you will understand how PMT function is calculated. As I mentioned, interest rate is annual. Let me show you again the same example so that you will have clear understanding again. Let me change the amount here. Let me put 10,000 this time. See that when you take 10,000 rupees loan, you have to pay this EMI or this payment monthly, 222.44, guys, 222.44. and this is the amount which you are going to pay. And total interest, guys, you can just calculate total interest, this minus this, guys. All right, 3346.67. So guys, let me tell you another example where we have, and after you know all the functions are covered, then I will tell you how to make the year quarterly or weekly or monthly, semi-final, so semi-yearly, and so on, guys. All right. So now let me tell you another function where complete full value or future value you can calculate by yourself. So this is clear, guys. PMT, payment function. Payment function. If you make it 20,000, you see that amount we are getting, this 444.89. This is what we are demonstrating in our PowerPoint presentation. So this is the argument, rate, number of periods, principal value, full value, and type. Now let me tell you one more option here. By default, you can see by default it is zero. It will not impact the result at all. But if you mention one, so you can see it actually impacts. So the 0 1, something we are paying at the end of the month, and zero means we are paying. I do, this is the amount one. So at the end of the month, if you make zero, beginning of the month. So of course, if you pay beginning of the month, you pay less or something like that. And let me show you another example where we have made for FV. I'm going to deposit $10,000 in a bank which pays 6% annual interest, monthly compound, annual interest monthly compounded. Let's find out how much I will get after 5 years. So this is how the function we work. So $10,000 he is going to pay in a bank. Let me make this again, another slide. So let me make this, actually I'm going to cover now full value function. FV stands for future value. As FV stands for future value, guys. All right. So now how we can, let me just put that Alt HBA is the shortcut key to make the borders across that. So loan amount $10,000. Annual interest 6%, guys. 6%. Total years, actually 5 years they're talking about. Five. And this actually monthly, okay? Monthly compounded. So now what actually happens here? 1 year has 12 months. So that's why it is keeping 12 months. If it is quarterly, we have to put 4 over there. All right, 4. If it is semi yearly, or then you have to put 2. So this is how it works, guys. FV means what? Future value. We have to find out that deposit amount, you have to make it deposit deposit amount, guys. So deposit amount 10,000 we are going to deposit, and 6% annual interest, total years 5. So how much I will get after 5 years? So let's get started. FV is the future value. What is rate? Of course, this is the rate, divide by 12. Now NPER. What is NPER, guys? Of course, it is 60. 5 into 12. 5 multiplied by 12. 6. Now what is PMT, guys? Because PMT is nothing but 0. Correct. Now what is PV, guys? PV means the amount we are putting. All right. Now this is the question you must be asking, why FV is coming this? Because this is something we are getting. No, in this FV we are paying 10,000 to the bank. So this is the amount, correct? Deposit amount, PV. Now you do minus this. So this is how the result will get. If you deposit 10,000 amount in a bank at the interest rate of 6 for 5 years, so you will get 13,488 rupees Indian currency. So guys, this is how you can use your FV function and PMT function in Excel. I hope it is clear to you guys. Let me jump to now. PMT is clear, guys. Let me, make it this color, and rate. And we have covered this also. Now these functions are very easy. Let me show you one more example of rate function. So rate function, if we have to calculate the rate, guys, try to understand this function, rate. So to calculate the rate, we should know first PMT. Absolutely. See, if I tell you, I have taken a loan. Let me go to this example. We have to find out rate now. Let me copy this entire things and paste it. Now let me make it rate. So stay focused. This is actually the place where we are going to cover all those functions of financial, uh, you know excel based scenario, where we can have loan amount, deposit amount, interest rate. So it's all a linear equation. The way we do all calculations with linear equations, same way it actually works. The formula equal to p1 plus r by 100 raised to n. So this is the basic formula we all learned, but here you don't need to remember all those formulas. So here just use the function PMT, rate function. So when we talk about rate function, guys, you know, something, strikes our head that we should have, of course, PMT. We should have that, what amount I'm paying monthly, what loan I have taken, and for how many years I have taken. So if we have everything, if we put in a linear equation, of course, we can find out easily our rate of interest. But over here, everything is given and serve freely. You can just use rate. Rate means PMT, NPER, number of periods. So you can just put this multiplied by this guy, 60. And what is PMT? This is the PMT amount. All right, PV, this is the PV amount. If you just do that, you are getting nothing over there. All right, now if you see, what is my FV, guys? What is my FV? So you know that GV, that 12%. But if you see again, and I'll tell you again, remove that, understand this function. Rate, NPER, it should be 60, guys. 12 multiplied this 60, guys. All right. What is PMT? This is the PMT amount. Okay. And now, what is my principal value, guys? Principal value is this, correct? Now, if we have this principal value, then what is my full value? Full value will be 0. So now this is the value we are getting. So let me just open this function. What is the problem in this function? Though we are using correctly this function. Now ask yourself, what is missing in this function? This is actually rate. This is NPER, which will give us the result. Press F9. This is give me 60, guys. All right. And if you see PMT function, this is giving me PMT function. So guys, if you don't use this negative sign, let me just use that and then I'll tell you what is the problem. So because this is the PMT function, you are finding out the rate, guys. We have used to our convenience, exactly you have to mention this. And if you multiply this, by 12, you can see that this is the rate of interest, guys. So you know that we have used this variable, we have used this variable, and we have used this variable, and then we have used this also. So by using all highlighted one, we have worked out our rate, which is 12%. Since we have divided all the values here by 12, or maybe multiplied by 12, this is total years, and then divided by multiplied by 12. So we got this. Actually, if you remove this, this is called monthly interest. All right, and if you multiply it by 12, it will give you yearly. So now you understood this is yearly interest rate, guys. I hope it is clear to you guys. Please try at least by yourself and do some exercises. You people have to master on the Excel formulas, PMT rate. You know, same way, I know you must have got an idea. Same way, you people have to calculate NPER, number of periods. Let me try that also. So let me remove the color, guys, first. No fill. Control C. Now we are finding out NPER function. NPER function. So whatever we are doing here, It is nothing but simple basic mathematics linear equations, actually on the basis of available values. So there are some variables we are using. Actually, it's nothing but all algebra we are using here. So now let me find out NPER function equal to, first understand what values we are going to supply in our NPER function. See the argument, guys. NPER function means number of periods. What is rate? Rate is nothing but this is the rate, 12%. You can see this is the rate, but I'm not going to select anything. But let me tell you something, and let me read the argument. This is called screen tip, guys, which I keep on telling in all my sessions. And this is the argument. You can see rate, PMT, PV, FV type. So rate, actually, you know that we have to find out the number of periods, guys. So you mean we have to, actually, we have to remove this. All right, and we have to use this and this. All right, let's see now if we get NPER or not. NPER, NPER, you can say rate. This is the rate divided by 12. And now PMT, this is the PMT function. What is my PV? This is my PV, guys. Now see if we are getting the result. Yes, we are getting the result. 60, 12 into 5, 60. So now you know that if you pass these values, in a linear equation, then it is easy to get these values. So now you know that how to get the PMT calculation, how to find out rate, how to find out number of periods, and so on. How easy they are, to use, and very user friendly. But you have to understand, lots of people generally keep on asking these questions: why negative, positive? So now you know that, and you will answer those queries. If cash inflow is there, it will be positive. If cash outflow is there, it will be negative. So whenever you are paying to a bank, that amount has to be entered in the formula in negative. So I hope it's clear to you guys. And so this is the session is all about financial functions. So you should think about cash inflow, cash outflow. So you have to refresh some kind of debit credit things. It can be easily helpful for you to understand this entire session. So let me show you next function. So now rate is also clear, guys, and you have this is clear. Let me tell you two more functions: ppmt, ipmt, guys. What is ppmt and what is ipmt, guys? Actually it's very simple. Ipmt, ipmt means interest. So again you have to use ipmt. Control C, I'm putting this IPMT over there, and then this I'm removing that. So you know that it has, when I pasted this IPMT, it has left some formatting. How to remove that formatting? If you go to clear all, once you clear all, everything is removed. All right. So if I have to remove everything, so you just clear all, everything is gone. But Control Z, everything come back. All right. So now this is how you can do that. IPMT. IPMT, interest payment. We have to find out the interest. So what is the interest, guys? What is the total interest? We have to find out. So IPMT we have to use like period 1, period 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. How we can find out IPMT? So if you see that equal to IPMT, what is my rate? Guys, this is my rate. All right. And this is PER. PER means you can give one period. And PER you can give 60 period. And what is my PV? This is my PV, principal value. So you can see 200. 200 is the interest I'm paying. All right. So now you see if you make it 2, so you have this interest, and if you make it 3, you have this interest. So let me make it in a proper way so that you can understand better this function. All right. So IPMT calculation, let me do that. Put some periods over there, 1 to 60 or whatever. All right, let me drag that to 60. So you can see there are 60. numbers I have pasted over there. So now if you have to find out IPMT rate, what is my rate? This is my rate, 12 by 12%, comma, this is my period, and number of periods you can say 60, comma, this is my principal value. You can press F4 to log that value. So P2, what is my P2 guys? P2 is not supposed to be logged, but G5 has to be logged because G5 is capped annual rate of interest. So now if you just close this formula and see what result we are getting guys. So you know that 6693 result is getting. This is the interest we are paying guys. Guys, try to understand, you have to understand these formulas, how we are calculating the formulas. This is the interest, like first month I'm paying 200 rupees interest, second month I'm paying 197. So you know that interest is getting less, and at the end you see that 4.40. so if you just do sum, the total interest is 6693. So if you divide or if you subtract from this minus this, you see that both the amount are negative, so you can just do this way. All right, now you see 6693 is the total interest we are paying, and this is the total interest how it is calculated guys. Be careful when you work such kind of things, because it is very much useful guys when you work on financial functions, when you have some big amount to pay or some big amount you have to receive. So you have to understand all those basics and the semantics of financial functions. The overall tapestry is clear to you now. So let me jump to now next function, the last function of the day, and ppmt. Ppmt is amazing function. Let me just copy this, or maybe let me go to this sheet 70 and let me copy this and put ppmt. So how ppmt function works? Ppmt means total principal value guys. Okay, so what is requirement of ppmt function? You can see ppmt function rate. Now what is rate guys? This is total rate. All right. So, if we talk about ppmt function, this function, why we are calculating, ppmt, principal value, because we have full value. We have full value. So you can see if we have to calculate ppmt, what is available with us? What is available with us? Understand. If we calculate ppmt function, we have to find out what is available with us. Of course, we should have full value. Very good. We should have the rate of interest, like rate of interest, and per year. And now, if we have full value, if we have rate of interest per year, try to understand. Now, what is left? Full value, PPMT, full value, rate of interest per year. We should have, PMT also, correct? So now you see these values you should have. Then we can find out PPMT. So if you go to PPMT, you know, it is nowhere talking about PMT. You can see that. So this is amazing. Rate we have, okay, and PER, period, again, these are the periods. So it will again work with period wise guys. Okay. So so again, I'll tell you, but let me first PPMT is. So what is rate? Of course, rate is this. All right, make it 12, comma. What is period? Let me took one first period, comma 60. And then what is my principal value? See, principal value, of course, we are finding out. So we make it 0. And then what is full value? Full value, we have actually this. All right. And now see that 326.85 is the principal value. So now if I go here, apply ppmt function rate. What is my rate, guys? This is my rate. Well, so now understand, this is the value. If I drag it without even Locking the cell G5 will become G6, G7. Though we are not using expandable range, we have to use, absolute reference. And by pressing F4 once, I can lock the cell. And now what is period? Of course, this is my period. This I can't lock, but yes, it is kept in P column, so you can lock P column. Press F4. All right, now if you have to put, you know, NPER, of course, NPER is a 60. Either you multiply those values or you can hard code 60. So hard coding is okay. Now, what is full value, guys? Full value. Do we have full value? Of course, we have full value, and now you have to lock this also full value, understand, because if you don't lock, it will again, keep on going G11 to G12, G13, G14, and so on, though we don't need that. So we have to lock this also. Now you just click enter. So this is the, amount I'm getting. This is the interest, and this is the amount. You can see the total, the value 3, 26693. All right, so 26693 ipmt, and now this is the amount. All right, so you can see 26693. I'm getting this amount. So guys, you know that this is 20,000 loan amount, and this is my, 6693 is the total interest, and this is actually we have used ppmt. ppmt is a principal amount. You can see the total is, this 26693. Guys, how is this possible? We are taking a loan of 20,000, so principal amount should be almost 20,000, correct? So just revisit the formula again. Are we really locking something correctly? Z5. G5 means 12% is correct. NPER, of course, we are given first period. And principal value are given 60. And this is PV. Yeah, this is actually wrong. So guys, this is not G11. This should be this, PV means principal value, whatever is beginning. This is actually correct formula. So understand when you apply the formula, now we have to understand G4 should be logged. G4 should be logged. See, we haven't logged, you see the result is wrong. But once you have G4 logged, press F4. So you can see that result and see the result. Yes, correct. This is the result. 20,000 is the principal amount. So these are all basics, guys. I have covered all most important functions of finance in Excel today. I hope you found this useful. Keep on exploring and keep on learning. Thank you for joining my session. Have a good day. Bye bye.